Yes, yes, yes. One second, you guys. Alrighty. Peace to the so-called black gamer, who is actually the biblical Israelite. It is me, brother Micah, here with another here representing today on the gaming side, Black Christ Gaming. I wanted to make this video today um in order to talk about the one game that I'm excited about this year. Hold on, let me turn on the light here and the camera so you guys can see what's going on. Yeah, actually forget it. Next video, I'll do that. Um, Too much preparation right now. So anyways, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about the one game that I'm excited about this year, right? And that game is, of course, Atomfall. Okay? This is the one game I am excited about this year. Why? Because, as you know, at Black Christ Gaming, we assess all games from a holy perspective, all right? Not a religious one. Religious people still participate in and enjoy witchcraft, lies, deceit, and spiritual destruction in not just video games, but in all their forms of entertainment. Whether they watch porn or, secretly worship the physical counterparts of Satan, who is the oppressor, okay, the so-called European, the Caucasian, according to Daniel 9:26 in the KJV, Revelation chapter 12, and many, many other scriptures. First Maccabees 1:1 to 10, 41 to 49, First Maccabees chapter 5, verse 3, chapter 4, verse 61, and so on and so forth. All right. Um, so they secretly are worldly men, right? And whether they know it or not, they've chosen Satan over the Most High, right? Because they believe the lies of the oppressor, who is Satan's representative on the earth. And, they live their lives according to um, what is uh, uh, so, what is purported to be enjoyable and innocent by devils, man, which are actually not innocent, right? But are psychological traps, which are spiritual traps to destroy your soul. So if you're concerned with entertaining yourself while maintaining the integrity of your soul, you've come to the right place. All right. Sorry about the long intro. I didn't write a script. Um, you know, I prefer to speak to you guys naturally off the cuff. All right. But I do have notes. So why is Adam Fall my most the only game I'm excited about this year? All right. I'm gonna tell you guys real quick. All right. So first and foremost, in Atomfall, right, there's a lot of player choice and consequences. One of the one of
Rated M from
the features, right? And specifically, the terrible features of most games, especially today, is the fact that there's no character creator, right? I already spoke about in a different video why that is. There's no character creator because at the end of the day, um, uh, gaming is very colonial. All right. Just like everything else, all your knowledge is colonial, your religions are colonial. or rather colonized. Okay, gaming is completely colonized, right? And of course it is, because the colonizer has the most resources and access um, in the world, right? He's also the largest consumer of games. So I spoke about before that you can literally just target the market of the colonizer and don't have to sell games to anyone else, right? You don't need to really consider anyone else. But a smart businessman will look for other places where they can win, right? They won't just take, the one place they could win or the two places. They'll take all the wins that they can get. And so, in a really smart move, Rebellion has taken all the wins that they can get. All right. So, even though you can't make your character, Rebellion tells you that they've actually made every effort to ensure that um, the the game to ensure that the player is able to insert themselves into the position of the protagonist. All right. So, this game does not tell you, for example, you're a white person, you're a so-called white person, you're an Edomite. The game doesn't tell you that, right? The game covers the hands and doesn't treat you like a man or woman specifically, or refer to your race, your sex, or anything like that, right? All that is left open to the person behind the controller to interpret and to act out, which is the mark of, which is a major part of actually creating a proper RPG, right? Um, you never want your RPG, and companies know this, right? You don't want your RPG to isolate uh, parts of your market, right? If you care at all, right? And so this company clearly cares, doesn't want to isolate its market. So even though there's not a character creator, um, essentially everyone is the protagonist. Okay. So boom, that's one of the biggest boxes that need to be checked in next gen gaming. Okay. We've been claiming to be doing next gen gaming for years now, and yet every hero is still white, right? Or so-called white, an Edomite, right? And not every, but you know what I'm saying. 99% of the time, the hero is still an Edomite, man. In next gen gaming, are you guys serious? Right? And other players are just not considered or allowed to express themselves. Again, from a business point standpoint, I understand. However, from the standpoint of someone trying to create media for everyone, this doesn't fly over here. Our standard is too high, okay? We understand that Edomites are not the hero. We understand oppressors are not heroes at all. And so to be portrayed as heroes in games just continues the same propaganda that's used to brainwash people in the real world, right? And so why should we give you money to perpetuate the same situations that we're trying to come home after a hard day of work or running our businesses and escape from, right? And so kudos to Rebellion, all right, for opening up that side of things, all right? Secondly, player choices and consequences, right? A lot of these games that claim to be next gen, um, you know, like to scrub um, their worlds squeaky clean, man, in an act of total hypocrisy, right? Nothing in this world is squeaky clean, right? And so, the hypocrites that mandate or lead these games oftentimes don't actually leave room for a person to be nefarious, man. And that's just not reality. Not just nefarious, rebellious. You understand? They don't leave room for any expression other than to be a do-gooder, man, right? This is not church. You understand? We didn't come to church when we purchased a video game. We wanted to purchase a piece of art in which we could self-express, in which we could escape, in which we could engage, right? And so allowing players to be able to make choices, even quote unquote evil choices, right? Is a hallmark of masterful game design. And I would argue next gen game design. These things that Adam Fall is doing should really just be standard. But for some reason, these companies don't get it. And so I got to be talking about how special Adam Fall is for doing things that are supposed to be standard in a next generation level of engagement that's supposed to be happening in next generation consoles, right? So I'm not gonna go into the nitty-gritty of how choices and consequences play out, but let's just give a quick example that the developers gave. I'll repeat in that you are able in this game to go to a trader, and if you get to the trader and you don't have enough money for the things that you want, and you're feeling particularly how can I say um, particularly desperate at the time, hey, you can take that man out, man. You can take that man out and take his stuff. Now, there obviously will be consequences. Perhaps the game will respawn another trader, but the way that this game is seeming, it seems more plausible that they will just leave the trading post empty. And you'll have to deal with the consequences of no longer having access to that trader, which, if they do, would be absolutely awesome, right? One of the games that I want to mention that does a really good job of conveying choice and consequence, which is what we should be doing, not trying to get everyone to be Jesus Christ. You understand? Who's a devil anyway, but that's a whole other topic. We shouldn't be trying to get everybody to be the Dalai Lama, let's say. You understand? But we should allow gamers to choose who they'd like to be in this medium of freedom, that this medium that's supposed to represent freedom and self-expression, right? And allow them to face the consequences, which has been done in a game, for example, like Outward, right? Even though Outward is missing, um, the story is pretty colonial, and it's missing true choice. They have done they went down the path of choices and consequences, all even though they didn't finish the race. They started it, but for whatever reason, they didn't finish that race of choice and consequence. Hopefully, they correct that in part two. But just like Outward, this game has choices and consequences, which has me super excited about it. All right. Thirdly, I don't know if you guys noticed from the footage, but you're not seeing a bunch of icons on your screen telling you how many meters you are away from your next goal. All right. And that is special, right? Especially in today's um, environment when it comes to game development, right? Icons everywhere because companies are afraid that players will stop engaging with the game because it's too hard to get around or they gotta figure stuff out, right? I mean, I want to say I get it, but I really don't. Like, trust individuals to be intelligent, trust individuals to think, trust individuals to be able to work it out. Respect people's intelligence, man. I don't see how it's ever a good idea to not respect people's intelligence. I just don't get it, right? That's not a good idea at any point in time. So in any case, this game respects your intelligence, right? It's the third reason that I really I'm excited about it, right? You have to perform investigations, speak to people, decide who to trust and not to trust, right? In order to be able to um, essentially make progress in the game. So your progress is not necessarily linear, but your progress is in uncovering the truth about what's going on in this particular place, right? So instead of going from marker to marker, you're actually conducting investigations and having to think, hey, what does this particular clue mean? This person, said A, B, and C about this other person. Maybe I should talk to that person and see what they have to say about it. Maybe I should reveal that they told me this particular thing, right? Or maybe I should keep it, don't tell them and see what they say. So that form of that sort of realism in interacting with NPCs is certainly looking is certainly a good formula for creating a world that feels more alive. Vam that game this was also done in Vampire, which is one of, if not the best RPG period. Like, period. In that game, literally every NPC, maybe except for one or two, is important and integral to the story and to, sort of how things go um, in the world of Vampire. So to see that really next gen level of interactivity brought forth in this game is extra special, right? The last thing I want to talk about is the sandbox, right? So this game is a sandbox, right? You can use various weapons to attack and defeat your foes. As you can see, a lot of the weapons are like industrial. Some might just be um, repurposed weapons. As you can see here, these people kind of built their fort or their fortifications around a pre-built fort. And this guy's about to attack with an axe, probably the same axe that he used to cut down the trees. So these sort of um, um, this sort of world where people repurpose things for other uses is really cool to see. And if you pay attention to the video that I was just playing a second ago, um, you see that you can use your fists, you can use these other weapons. Um, you can pick stuff up from in the world, so the world's really interactive in that way. You can find things like metal detectors and old rusty guns, and you can fix up the old rusty gun and eventually get a new weapon out of it. So there's gonna be many different ways to approach missions, not just with your weapon types and kind of crafting your weapons and crafting your upgrades and ammunition, but also in um, whether or not you even choose to fight, the developers were saying, right? So some people, when you approach them, will be aggressive and want to fight you. some people will throw their hands up and want to back down. And at that time you can decide what you want to do, right? Do you, if someone's giving up, are you still gonna uh go ahead and be aggressive towards them? Um, if someone's giving up, are you just gonna be merciful towards them? You know, these are all hallmarks of a next gen game. All right. And these are the particular reasons I had to hop on here and tell you guys about this game. Okay. Please excuse me if the video is a bit long, but I again I like to do this stuff sort of off the cuff, right? I do have again some scripted content, but this I wanted to just hop on here and tell you guys quickly my thoughts on it because I've been watching the game very closely and it comes out pretty soon. Let's see, it comes out in about 16 days, so in about 2 weeks. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. If you're an Israelite, righteous gamer, holy gamer, um, yeah, you can definitely put this down on your list as something to keep an eye on. When it comes out, I will play it and I'll give you guys sort of my first impression so you can see, if you should go pick it up. And Lord willing, I'll be able to give also a full review. But this one I'm really excited about. And I think you should be too. That's why I shared it with you guys. Okay, so truly next gen game. First, truly next gen game I'm seeing uh, uh, that I'll actually play, right? Kingdom Come Deliverance, I'm not gonna play that, right? That has nothing to do with me. So I'm not gonna play Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm not a white man. You understand? I'm not a white person. Um, I have no skin in the game, so I'm not gonna waste my time. Um, but kudos to that company for what they did, for their people. In any case, Adam Fall is coming out. I'm excited because of the player choices and consequences. The character customization, quote unquote, or the characterization, the detective work that you have to do, so the absence of a map full of icons, and the sandbox nature of the gameplay. All right, so you guys stay tuned, and let's see if we got a banger on our hands, or if it's just gonna be another bait and switch. All right. So with that, all praise to the Most High. Um, and I will see you you Negroes, return to your God, keep his laws, statutes, and commandments according to the words of the Bible, which we wrote. It's for us and by us. That's what it says about itself. It was co-opted by religion and our oppressors to destroy us. Um, So return to your God. I have the guidance. Just go to my website, yahawashai.ca, and you can get started. Or type in bit.ly/ who are we really into your browser, and you can get started there. To your other nations, you need to stop following religion and come follow the priests of the actual creator of the universe, who is the priests are we Israelites, all right, we so-called Negroes who are righteous according to the law, statutes, and commandments of God. So you guys need to follow us if you'd like to get into God's kingdom. Um, and to the oppressor, the Edomite, the devil and Satan, according to the Bible, the Most High has reserved for you death and destruction, and you shall surely have it. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So be it.